At last, life is complete again. We're back at it. I mean, the past 4 months have been like just a void and a vacuum, and like I have no direction.
Hello everyone, welcome back for another vlog on Linda Edder's official YouTube channel. It is a beautiful, sunny, cool morning. It is May 11th. May is my favorite month, as I'm sure it is many of yours. It's just amazing to watch the world waking up, turning green. That beautiful new shade of green. So much to do this time of year. I've been really just burying myself in work. As you can imagine, having a little farm, there's always work on a regular basis, but in the spring, it's just so much more to do because it's the spring cleanup, it's a mess out there. And now that I'm trying to do a garden in my backyard, well, I never do anything small. I didn't just start with one nice little bed and let's make that look pretty before I move on to the next. No, I just made masses of beds everywhere. So, and I didn't weed them in the fall like they say you should do, so that's all nice and ready to go for the spring. So lots of weeding, lots of digging the edges, lots of transplanting plants that I put in the wrong spot, buying some new things. It's just a lot. But that's okay. I like to be outside. I feel my best, actually, when I'm outside. I thought to vlog, but I wasn't really in the mood to vlog, as I know you probably can understand. And also because I'm outside working all the time, I just look like trash and just, well, I'm not camera ready. I can't film myself. I'm not 21. I can't just slap a camera on me at any moment and think, oh, this will look fine. No. Anyway, I thought it was time. Enough time has gone by, and happily I have something I could vlog about that I'm so grateful turned out to be a success, because to be honest, I was so afraid and I didn't know. And that was the Wolftrap gig in Vienna, Virginia. Wolftrap is a place. It's the Barns at Wolftrap. I played there many times. I love everybody there, and that was, of course, the gig that I tried to do when I was sick and couldn't do it. I should never have tried. I tried so hard because I had a full house out there, and I really had thought I could do it, and then just lost my voice as I warmed up right before the show. My voice went, and then I pushed it, and I pushed it. But, you know, I got really sick. In the sense that I didn't feel bad only for about 2 weeks, but then I lost my voice. And I lost my voice for really a good 3.5 months before my speaking voice felt actually normal. That was the scary part. I literally had days where I thought, am I going to be able to sing again? Am I going to be able to do a show again? I really didn't know. I was afraid of that. And as I said, I didn't even try to start working my voice back up until the speaking voice was clear. And I started really slowly. And the gig, of course, was just this last May 5th. So there wasn't a lot of time. And as I was getting into the working it up and trying to belt, I was just struggling so much to hit notes and to belt and to keep my voice going, that my fear was like, oh, am I going to have to postpone this one again? So I sang through about 3/4 of the show, about 2 weeks prior to the gig. Because singing is not the same if you're not really doing your show and going from one song to the next with a little bit of talking, you know. It's different. It's different than just taking your time and singing a little here, singing a little there. No. A good 90 minutes to 2 hours of straight singing isn't, you know, takes stamina and strength. But I'm very happy to report that the show went really well. Was I 100% back? No. But I was pretty good, I think. I was happy with the way the show went, and the audience seemed to be. They were lovely. I think most of the people there were all people that had their tickets from before. And I had support. Ellen, you all know Ellen. She flew up from Florida, and then my friend that I met here that's local to me, that I met last summer, who has become a real good friend of mine now. You've started to see her. Her name is Rose. The two of them went with me. And supported me just in case, you know, and happily it worked out. So, and my computer screen just went dark. Hold on. That was weird. I don't know. So many weird things have been happening to me in my life. This 2024 has just been a year, I'm telling you. Between all the things that happened with Max, first he gets his leg stuck, and then he got a splint in his front leg, and then he got an abscess in that same foot. Never had either one of those in my entire life owning horses, but he's doing okay. And then on top of it, he was sticking his nose through the fence to nibble at some grass, and Shadow bit him in the nose. He's so mad. It's just been a year. I'm telling you, I don't know. That's why. But there, the good news is that Max is sound again. I'm riding him. He's doing great, soundness-wise, and also I was able to do the show. I don't feel complete as a person, as Linda, if I'm not able to sing and I'm not able to ride a horse. And when those things are taken away, it's just, empty in so many ways. It's crazy how those things fulfill me. I don't need to sing all the time. I'm happy to sing once a month now. I know that I need it to a certain degree. So if I go too long and haven't done a show, I start to feel a little weird. Obviously it's fulfilled something in my life. And so the thought that might have been gone, that was pretty daunting. So very happy. Anyway, here's the video. I might pop in here and there when I feel like there's a comment warranted. I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea what this is going to be, but let's get into it. This is the start. This is my very first videoing of the day. I was going to video earlier and just completely forgot. So we have a gloomy day. Let's hope it doesn't stay that way in every sense. It can rain. I don't care. Just let me have a voice. That'll be good. As you see, Rose did the driving. That was very nice of her. I'm usually always the one that does the driving, so it was a treat. But the only downside of not driving is when you have to drive that far, it's hard to stay awake. To be totally honest, walking into this dressing room was a bit traumatizing because this is the dressing room where I realized I was not going to be able to do the show. Just minutes before having to go on, losing my voice. So I don't 100% know how this night is going to go. In fact, I don't know 60% how this night is going to go. I'm just really hoping it's going to go well. I'm nervous, very, very, very nervous. So, Erin, what's it feel like to be back to work with me after all this time off?
Well, we won't talk about the inept crew at the hotel that we had to deal with first off, but that wasn't your fault, so we're good. Just business as usual, But it's great to be back, actually. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy Linda is back.
Thank you. Of course, you've been working nonstop.
Yeah, but this is fun, so,
And what do you think?
Erin, I checked into the hotel with no problem. I think they just didn't like you. Possible. But I'm also glad to be back at the barns.
Yeah.
At Wolftrap with Linda.
Back in the barn.
Yeah, back in the barns. So I'm looking forward to the show.
It's the longest we've ever gone without doing a show.
Is it?
Except for lockdown, obviously.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Where it was my fault. It wasn't because of, COVID.
This is all Linda's fault.
Yeah, the whole COVID thing, yeah.
Of course, I had some mystery disease that was as bad as COVID.
Yeah.
You did, didn't you?
A lot of people. Well, did you hear that the guy, I told you, right? The guy that, Arvid, the one that runs the place, he and his husband had it.
Oh, yeah.
And the head
you
soundman's
did,
wife,
you did.
he and his wife had it. And I ran into lots of people. My electrician came over to work. He had it. Lasted 2 months, took his voice. 3 and 4 months for some people. It's crazy.
At last, life is complete again. We're back at it. I mean, the past 4 months have been like just a void and a vacuum, and I have no direction, no drive, no ambition, and now I feel like I'm back on track. So I'm very grateful.
Thank you. That was a good one.
Good.
It was all lies, but thanks.
No, that's okay. Who cares? I think the people seat won't know.
Give me the two.
It was really great seeing the guys again. I missed them. You know, we've been working together a long time, and yeah, it was nice to see them all again.
What a day, this has been what a year. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being alive. Every play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. The song I sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. Well, how many were here last time I was here? It's because I just was having a really crappy year. That's all I could say. I got so sick. For those of you, anyone here who wasn't at the last one? Is this your, anyone here never seen me before? Not too many. Thank you. I don't know if any of you got it, but I know 3 people associated with this venue got the same thing I got. And basically lost my voice for 3 months.
No, we've seen you 7 times.
Oh, you've seen me 7 times. What does that got to do with the story?
One of the things I told the audience right up front when I was talking about how long it had been, how good it was to be back, and you know how long it had been since I've done a show, and I sort of jokingly was saying to them, if I look like I'm not singing, it's because I forgot the lyrics, so you join in and sing them for me. I really wasn't kidding. There were a few times during the show where the line just went right out of my head, like in this next song.
Oh, ain't got a better money. Maybe ragged and funny. We travel along, sharing a song, side by side. Oh, we don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe we're so.
Did you hear that? Right in that beginning of the song. Oh, we don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's blah, 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 blah. I couldn't get the word. And instead of the line before it, instead of singing a song, I said something like, a song. Words just gone out of my head.
Just to travel along, sing a song, side by side.
And not only was I forgetting lyrics, I forgot the order of the show. I was introducing the song from Sunset Boulevard, and it was supposed to be done before the parade passes by.
This next song is one that I feel really lucky because I got to see this lady who performed it on Broadway when she did it originally. And then I got to see her do it again 20 years later. The show I'm talking about is Sunset Boulevard. What? No, I'm skipping? Who's having done this in a while? Okay. Oh, you're right. Okay, So remember the little bit that I told you? Later, okay? Why not tell it as well then? I'm rusty, folks. You get rusty when you don't do so.
Okay. We love you, it's okay.
Yeah, well, you know what, and honestly, if I'm suddenly singing along and then I'm not singing anymore, just sing the lyrics for me because I forgot them. Okay? Lay out there. Before the parade passes by, before it all goes on out on the island, before the parade passes by, gotta get a step while there's still time left. I'm ready to move out in front, like my life has no reason or rhyme left. With the rest of them, with the best of them, I'm gonna hold my head up high. I need to go again, I need to drive again. I wanna feel my heart coming alive again before the parade passes by. When the whistles blow and the cymbals crash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Alright, this guy behind me that's playing this big violin, he and I go way back. The longest of anybody else up here on the stage. I don't even know how many years by now. We do not have gray hair. By the way, I haven't mentioned my hair. I do every show, so I might as well do that now. I just figured I should match the band. At least most of them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the finest bass players you're ever going to hear. Give it up for Mr. David King. Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, stormy wind. Since my man and I ain't together, keeps raining all the time. Life is bad, gloom and misery everywhere, stormy wind. Just can't get my poor self together. I'm weary all the time. Can't go just can't get my poor self together. Actually, I joined a gym. I realized I hadn't done a sit-up in about 10 years.
So the funniest moment of the night happened because as I was about to sing the song from Sunset Boulevard, I started the song, I did the intro, and I started singing. And I did a pretty good intro, actually. I did it better than the second time I did. I was like, I don't know, 5 lines in or something. And all of a sudden, a lady very distinctly yelled at someone in the audience. I think she said, "Turn your damn phone off." And it was loud. And I just lost it. I couldn't help it. How do you go on with that?
Okay, remember that story I was telling you? Was anybody here lucky enough to see Glenn Close on Broadway? Amazing, right? And you know this particular song, you know the scene, this is the, I think, kind of the pivotal moment of the whole movie, really, that movie and musical. But it's where, if you haven't seen it, she's a silent movie star that's kind of living in her mansion, all kind of crazy. And she thinks she's being asked to come back to Hollywood to do movies again. But all they really want is her car, but she doesn't know about. This amazing old style car. What kind of car that was?
I gotta look it up.
Yeah. Anyway, she goes, gets herself all dolled up, all excited. They go to the studio and she walks into the big sound stage. She's waiting for them, you know. In the process, there's this chair in the middle of the stage and she's waiting, so she sits in it. And up in the lights is someone from her era, a white man from her era, and he turns the spotlight on her. And it's just magical. It's just, to see Glenn Close sit there, and you just felt all of the emotions that she was feeling as the character. You just saw it move across her face. It was pretty close to the front. It was pretty incredible. I would say it was like a master class in acting. And then she sang this song. I know my way around here. The cardboard trees, the painted seas, the sounds here. Yes, a world to rediscover, but I'm not in any hurry. Now, some things you can go right over and you just say, turn your headphone off. What would Glenn Close do right now?
What did you say?
Let's start with oh, it's later? Okay. Well, I'm not so frightened anymore. I'm hilarious. Yeah, I need a moment. Okay, I'll start right from the very beginning. Because I can do this. Thank you, by the way, for wanting that. Next time, just go smack them up the side of the head.
So I mean, I lost it. I couldn't stop laughing, and I knew I just could not sing that song at the moment as If We Never Said Goodbye. It just, the mood was so completely not right for that song. So I said to Billy, let's just switch it. Let's do Where the Boys Are, because that would be a better mood at that moment.
Let's see what's next. Oh yeah, let's do this. tongue in cheek a little bit. Yeah, in fact, this is a palate. This is like ginger or pickled ginger or sherbet ice cream, sorbet. This is a classic song, actually. This belongs in the tribute. Although at the time that I put the song in, someone had to remind me. At that time, I was thinking I was putting in all songs by people who had passed away. And someone told me, she's not dead. Channel that I started some years ago, and I recorded this song. This was one I just did during COVID for the fun of it. I went to my little studio basement and I recorded it. I thought I should make a video of this. So I went out to my little horse barn, I have horses, and I ratted up my hair a little bit, and put on a scarf, and I sing it in the aisle of my horse barn. You can find it on my official YouTube channel.
Songs for the barn.
Yeah, songs from the barn, straight from the horse's mouth. That's it. All right, are we ready for this now? I don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here. I spent so many mornings just trying to resist you. Trembling now, you can't know how I missed you. We never said goodbye. I want to be alone. That's all it has. This world's really long enough. Everything's as if we never said goodbye. We taught the world new ways to dream. I've been a singer most of my life now. But it's kind of amazing to say that. Really, it still kind of feels odd at times to think of a kid from Minnesota, you know, upstate Minnesota, could have a career. And it has really been a wonderful career. I've met so many amazing performers, interesting people all over the world. I've worked with a lot of great performers. And I feel really very fortunate that I got to do a show one time with this amazing man who also recently lost the wonderful Burt Bacharach. And this is my favorite song. What's it all about, Alfie? Is it just for one moment with it? What's it all about when you saw it all, Alfie? Are we meant to take more than we give? Or are we meant
Can't feel bad, feel so good. Never felt quite so sunny. And I keep on knocking wood.
Very smooth sailing, 'cause I'm turning my face. When I'm tired and my white tie and my tails. Very smooth sailing, 'cause I'm turning my sails. With my top hat and my white tie and my tails. Stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong when I'm in right. Ask me when will that day be, the big day may be. Peer through windows, watch life go by, dream of tomorrow, and wonder why the past is holding me, keeping life at bay. I wander lost in yesterday, wanting to fly, but scared to try. But if someone like you found someone like me, then suddenly nothing would ever be the same. My heart would take wing, and I'd feel so alive. If someone like you found me. Clang, clang, clang with the trolley, ding, ding, ding with the bell. Zing, zing, zing with my heartstrings. From the moment I saw it, I fell. Chug, chug, chug with the motor. Bump, bump, bump with the brake. Bump, bump, bump with my heartstrings. When he smiled, I could feel the car shake. He tipped his hat and took his seat. He said he loved me, I just stepped upon my feet. He asked my name, I got my breath. I couldn't speak because he scared me up to death. Buzz, buzz, buzz with the buzzer. Flop, road getting my voice back. Scary. I'm not even lying when I tell you there were some days when I thought, geez, will I even be able to sing again? But I'll tell you what, the one thing that made me feel okay about it is that I was pretty sure you were so kind to me. I was here last song. Oh, thank you so much. So at least I felt like no matter what happened, you would be nice to me. And way beyond that, it was absolutely incredible. Watching the rain fall in Vienna, pictures of another time. From the corner of a small cafe, we watch the world go by. Now we sit here, best of strangers. We play the game for all it's worth. Endless nights in Vienna's eyes take me back again. 'Cause in Vienna we were poets. Yes, in Vienna love was alive. Watching all that eyes could see, all of the nights we chased into the dawn. It was the best time of my life. I'm a little afraid to sing this one. I want to do it. I'm just going to warn you, I probably won't make it through it. Some people looking for the sunshine. I was looking for the rain. Some people make a winning sometime. I never even make a game. Believe me, I'm always chasing rainbows, waiting to find a little bluebird in vain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of. upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away up on the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly. Over the rainbow, this one's for you, Dad. You're the best. You were just the best, man. If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why can't I?
I got a smile on my face. I am back in my hotel. I've just taken off my makeup. I'm ready for bed, but I just want to make this little vlog because of this little film. I didn't do any videoing, hardly at all. Ellen and Rose got footage, and there was someone else there tonight who also got footage, but hopefully I'll have that for this vlog when you'll be seeing it, when I put this all together. But because I hadn't done any, I just thought I'd take a moment right now and let you know that the show really went so well. My voice was really amazing considering what it was like just a few weeks ago. Really struggling just to hit notes and stuff. And so tonight I was so happy because it felt really good and the audience was amazing. Thank you everyone who came tonight. You're just so supportive. In a way, even though it was terrifying to come and have it be back at Wolftrap because of what happened here last time, it really was in a way the perfect place to come back and start up again. So thanks to everybody at Wolftrap. Thanks to the audience. Thanks Ellen and Rose for helping me and all your support coming with me. So yeah, onward. And I'm happy because I made it through without crying, except I know I did Over the Rainbow and I knew I was gonna probably cry, but my goal is I just wanted to be able to get through enough of the song so that I could dedicate it to my dad. And I made it through all of it, and to the very end I kind of lost it again, but then Billy played a little bit and then we came back in together and I sort of sang with him to the end while I was crying, but it worked out and I felt good about that. So yeah, happy, can I say? I'm really, really happy. And now I'm gonna go to bed. So there you go, folks. The first show back after a very long time. Was it perfect? No. Was my voice perfect? No. Is it coming back? Yeah. So I feel good. I want to thank everyone for sticking with me. I want to thank everyone who came to Wolftrap. You're a wonderful audience. So welcoming. Yeah, well, this has been a long enough vlog, so I'm not going to ramble on. I'll see you on the next one.